5, we're here for you.
Right now, nearly half of our country preparing to be hit by one of the most extreme winter storms in years. More than 170 million people are already under some type of winter warning this weekend. The massive storm stretching from the southwest to the northeast, bringing bitter cold, snow, sleet, and freezing rain to parts of the U.S. and across Texas. Truck operators are preparing for what could be a dangerous few days on the roads. Parts of our area will be under a winter storm warning, and we are tracking the latest for you. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Melissa Vega. Jonathan and Mandy are off. Tonight, we have a network of reporters following the latest on preparing for this bitter blast. But first, Chief Meteorologist Chris Suchan tracking the timing of everything. Chris, what can we expect?
Well, we're going to get a blast of some winter and some ice, the winter cold and the ice combination here in San Antonio and Bexar County. In fact, so much so that the National Weather Service today, this is a big headline, they now have included Bexar County in the winter storm warning with Atascosa and our eastern zone counties. That means the potential is there for someone in Bexar County in our eastern zone to see up to a quarter inch or a little bit more of ice. Once you get to that realm of a quarter inch of ice or more, you start thinking about tree damage potential and power outages. And we also continue to have it here up and through the hill country. So right now it's warm, it's humid. We've had patches of rain. Later tonight, we're going to see a big area of rain and thunderstorms develop here out to the west, and that will move across. But that is not ice. That's not icy roads. Everything comes down over the weekend. So to kind of break it down for you, here's Saturday. Notice it is a cold day, dropping into the 30s, but it's above freezing. All right, in and around Bexar County and San Antonio, 41, 37, 35 at 4 o'clock. As we transition into the evening, 31. So anything that's falling, it starts to become a little bit of a mix, and it's probably going to be freezing rain or freezing mist at first. Then we get a combination of sleet and freezing rain overnight into early on Sunday, 8 o'clock. Now notice the chance is 30%. It's starting to drop off as everything's shifting east. And in fact, the sun will come out Sunday, so that means better roads with drying out and melting. We get to 36 degrees after that real cold start of 24. Many questions about how our roads are going to be, and you need to get out and about, perhaps Saturday, big plans with family. So from the hill country, Bexar County, eastern zone, western zone at 7 o'clock, everyone's in good shape here. I'm not worried, even the hill country. I think you're holding your own. Now, through the morning to the midday hour, caution in the hill country, the elevated surfaces, bridges, overpasses, flyovers up that way, you name it. But that's the concern, decks and sidewalks, not in Bexar County, eastern zone, western zone. Then you get to 5 o'clock. Notice now I'm going to lump in, this is for northern Bexar County at 5 o'clock. Slick up into the hill country. Everyone else is holding their own. And then as we transition deeper into the evening, all 4 zones with caution for risk of some slick spots developing, certainly into the hill country. Sunday morning starts hazardous. I would not recommend travel Saturday night to early on Sunday. And then caution still at noon, and then we're going to be in better shape. Although the caution here Sunday evening is for the risk of black ice from any kind of refreeze we might see in the area. So again, tonight, it is just rain and thunderstorms. You may hear thunder in the middle of the night. I'm going to break this down for you hour by hour. I'm going to show you how much ice will fall where you are. That's coming up.
And right now, airlines have canceled thousands of flights ahead of this bitter blast. According to FlightAware, there's more than 1,000 cancellations and 3,000 delays for tomorrow. Dallas is one of the cities seeing the most cancellations, and that's impacting flights arriving and departing out of the San Antonio International Airport. Looking at the city's flight board, a Southwest flight to Dallas Love Field and an American flight to Dallas DFW are canceled for tonight, and there are more cancellations for tomorrow morning. Several airlines are doing away with change or rebooking fees for those with those impacted flights, including American, Delta, and United. And some school districts have already canceled classes for Monday. That includes Poth ISD and Eagle Pass ISD. Some other districts have canceled school activities. We have a full list. Just head to our website, news4sa.com. Another major factor in this bitter blast, rain potentially freezing over and icing our roadways. Right now, crews are hard at work to prevent ice buildup. News 4 San Antonio's Phil Sterling joins us from TxDOT's Emergency Operations Center, where officials say it's all hands on deck.
I'm here at TransGuide, where TxDOT's Emergency Operations Center has just opened today. You can see it there on the second floor. They're a communications hub to help crews treat roadways. Right now, the center is helping supply those crews with things like brine, vehicles, and personnel where it's needed. They have already been pre-treating roads in preparation for this bitter blast and rain that could cause icy conditions. Currently, areas of focus are bridges and overpasses.
Even if it's not below freezing, because they are elevated surfaces, so they're going to get much cooler than a road.
If there is ice or snow buildup, crews will de-ice and treat those areas. Ultimately, TxDOT is urging everyone to stay indoors and avoid roadways if possible. The Emergency Operations Center will remain open for as long as we have this extreme cold weather. Phil Sterling reporting from TransGuide, News 4 San Antonio.
Thank you, Phil. And check this out. Just up north of us, electric pole fires causing power outages in Travis, Hays, and Bastrop counties this morning. This impacted some traffic signals and left some schools without power. Local electric companies there say these fires can happen after periods of drought. Authorities say crews have been monitoring the poles to stop the fires from spreading ahead of the winter storm. And near New Braunfels in Comal County, residents there are preparing to see a big weather impact. News 4 San Antonio's Ethan Trejo joins us live tonight along I-35 near New Braunfels with how the area is preparing for the bitter blast from the roads to the freezing cold temperatures. Ethan.
Well, Melissa, the Comal County and most of the hill country is expected to get hit pretty hard by that winter storm. That's why they had a meeting today to discuss how they're going to address potential issues like ice along the roads like this one right here along I-35. They're trying to make sure that everybody stays on the same page in terms of addressing the issues. Other counties like Guadalupe are making sure that they have their own preparations in place to make sure they can address any weather issues. Crews are expected to be on the roads here within the next 24 hours trying to pre-address any ice on the roadways. Comal is attempting to make sure that they keep their residents informed of any potential dangers moving forward. Reporting live from Comal County, Ethan Trejo, News 4 San Antonio.
Thank you, Ethan. And we want to hear from you about how you feel about keeping the power grid. Will the power grid stay online during the weekend freeze? And we have that. A look at the results so far on what we are seeing right now. Do you feel confident the grid will stay online during the weekend freeze? 42% of you say yes, 58% say no. And if you need a place to stay warm, Bexar County opening 5 warming centers. The short-term shelters show on your screen will open tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. until noon Monday. Service animals and pets are also welcome. And we will be keeping you updated with the latest developments on the extreme cold and ice potential throughout the weekend. Be sure to download our new